that my profit would be 136. But when you actually make this order or complete this order, you find out that the actual manufacturing overhead was not 60, it was 120. What would happen? Would it increase your profit or decrease your profit? You predict that we receive this order and we would be earning 136 profit. Turned out to be, since you already have the order, you need to honor that order. But now your cost is, it fluctuated and it become 116 plus 88 plus 120. 400 minus 324. And your profit would be 76. Right? So this is actual scenario. What normally in our factories it happens. So we have a different names. So concept is very simple, but names are very different. You know, the language of, we have language of each subject, we have different language. In cost accounting or in managerial accounting, we call that the under applied or over applied. Or so first of all, when we give the quotation and we anticipated the cost would be 60. So we anticipated, we named all these predetermined cost or anticipated cost or forecasted cost, right? And after completion, we find out the cost would be 120. We call this cost actual cost, predetermined or estimated cost. Actual cost, which actually happen. So what is the rule? You deduct from your sales the actual cost or the estimated cost. So after completion, when you find out that the actual cost is 120, then rule says that use the actual number here. And now you find out that your profit is 76. And then you have the explanation from the management. You expected that it should be 136, but now you are giving us $76 profit. What is the reason? You said that I anticipated it's 116 direct material, correct? Direct labor, correct? But I have a problem with our manufacturing overhead. And then the management they decide how we can control our extra cost of manufacturing overhead. What went wrong over here, right? So we have different names. So in this case, when our estimated cost is less than our actual cost, what was our planning? We under plan or we over plan? Leo, Crystal, William.
Yeah.
We anticipated that the cost, or we estimated that the cost would be 60. It turned out to be 120. So we underestimated or we overestimated?
Underestimated.
Right?
Underestimated.
Yes. We call this underestimated. It means we call this underapplied. The name is called underapplied. What if it is the opposite one? What if we anticipate that oh sorry, I just lost. Here we go. So what if we say that the direct material would be 116, direct labor would be 88, and we estimated that the manufacturing overhead would be 120. And after completion turned out to be the actual manufacturing overhead is just 60. Now in this case, what we have done, we estimated higher than actual. We call this overestimation or over applied, right? Basically, I have summarized all today's lecture in this slide. So just giving you the realistic perspective, the logical perspective. I'm again repeating what we have discussed here, so it won't take long. Here we go. I think white screen would be in better. So when you receive the order from customer, you give them quotation. When quotation is approved, you receive the order. When you receive the order, you make the goods or you complete the order. And then you deliver to the customer. You deliver to the customer, right? Since you give quotation to the customer, it means only one thing that in which you very cautious about that is only the manufacturing overhead. Because direct material and direct labor, it is fairly simple. For example, if I want to I want to purchase a one, or I want to go to the tailor and say that I want to get stitched with one nice pant coat. So for direct material, it's obvious. I would be needing 6 yard of cloth. That's it, right? And the tailor would be spending 5 hours of sewing time to sew my coat. So that is fairly simple. Only thing that is not simple, it is hard to find, that is manufacturing overhead. So in that case, you estimate your manufacturing overhead in quotation and send that rate to customer. If customer approve that, then you go to complete that order. And when you deliver the goods, then you find out the actual, you compare your actual manufacturing overhead with the estimated. If there is a difference, then that difference is called under applied or over applied, right? If under applied, then you add, for example, like in our previous example, we add another 60. Why? Because we underestimated. Our cost, actual cost was 120 and we just allocated 60. So 60 will have to add more. So our cost will be increased. If the question comes and said the cost is under applied, it means you need to increase the cost. If cost is over applied, since we talk about the reverse scenario, we anticipated it would be 120. 120 turned out to be 60. So we decrease. If over applied, if we estimated more, then we need to decrease the cost. Actual was 60 and estimated was 120. So difference, we decrease that difference. Difference was 60. So the actual become 60. Now let's talk about one by one. So I hope you understand all the scenario. If you don't understand, then just don't worry about that, because we are going to see in a real example here as well. I'm just giving you the idea, the layout, what's going on, what will happen in our next slides. So up till now, what we have learned the direct labor and direct material. Fairly simple. Direct labor is coming from the time ticketing form, and direct material is coming from the direct material form. That's it. All we have to do, we have to find out the manufacturing overhead. Let's talk about this. So compute predetermining overhead rates and explain why estimated overhead costs are used in costing process. So manufacturing overhead is applied to jobs that are in process. An allocation base such as direct labor hours, direct labor dollars, or machine hours is used to assign manufacturing cost to individual cost. What is allocation based? Allocation base basically is our denominator, which means on what basis we should apply this cost. Either we should apply this cost on the basis of hours, on full cost, or on the basis of how much machines that is going to be used, right? So we will learn this according to our practical questions. So let's just talk about first the uses of allocation base. We have just fancy names here, and that's nothing, just fancy names. The real concept is basically simple, that it's a denominator. How we find out the average cost? Total cost divided by units. Now the question says, what type of denominator units we should use? Either we use in hours, labor hours, either we use in figures, or either we use how much time the machine runs, machine hours. So all the things we call this allocation base. On what basis we are calculating our total cost, or we are finding out the average cost. So why we use the allocation base? Because it is impossible or difficult to trace overhead to a particular job. Because the manufacturing overhead consists of many items ranging from grease used in the machine to production manager's salary. Or there are many types of manufacturing overhead that are fixed even though the output fluctuates or during the period or not. So for that purpose, it is hard for us to just stick to the one point, right? So we have to take care or choose our allocation basis wisely. So here we go. How we can find out the predetermining overhead rate? So don't just confuse with the word POHR. Remember, P is predetermining or estimated. It means we will in advance find our manufacturing overhead, so that we know that if we receive the order, how much this per unit of the order will cost us, right? For that purpose, when you anticipate or when you estimate our manufacturing cost, which is direct material, direct labor, manufacturing overhead, and then that is the unit cost or product cost. So we know that we know this figure, and at the end we compare this figure with our actual one. Simple. So how we find out the overhead rate, the predetermined or estimated overhead? Simple one. How much cost would be the estimated manufacturing overhead for this project divided by how much time would be spent, or how much hours would be spent, or how many machine hours should be spent. So this allocation base depends on the nature of the product. So in the case that we receive the order for wooden crates, so it would be easy for us to classify the manufacturing overhead based on direct labor hours, because the worker has spent 8 hours in the factory to complete those wooden crates. So in that 8 hours, how much grease the machine has used, how many the supervisor's salary we can be used over there. So it's better to use the benchmark direct labor hours. But lucky you would be given the allocation base, right? So how we calculate the